Luxury Staffing, the podcast by Morgan and Mallet, Household Staffing in Monaco.
Hello there, podcast listeners. In today's episode of the Morgan and Mallet Luxury Staffing podcast, we are talking with co-founder Laurine Mallet, and this episode is going to be all about household staffing in Monaco. We're going to be talking about recent trends, the employment and residency regulations, the licensing steps. So you're going to get a ton of value in this episode. Before we get started though, I would just like to introduce our guest, the co-founder Laurine. How are you doing today, Laurine? All good?
Yes, really good. Thank you. Thank you, Ben.
Super. So for the listeners, if they have not heard you before, could you just tell us a bit about yourself and why you started you didn't start the Morgan and Mallet podcast, why you started the Morgan and Mallet agency, please?
Yes, so actually I worked as a nanny in London for years. And in the meantime, Morgan Riches worked also for individuals. So because we really love the services industry, the high standard services, and yes, the luxury activity in general, and thanks to our background also, we wanted to create our own agency, but with a French added value, French values. So actually something really elegant, close to the candidates and the clients also, and with a high level of discretion.
Interesting. Yeah, I must admit, when I started working for Morgan and Mallet and I started learning about, I knew a lot about French culture, but I didn't know all I didn't know, for example, that the standards, even in the household, in a personal household, were extremely high. You know, like you can't have your elbows on the table when you're eating and stuff like that. I thought it was really interesting to learn about all of this when I started. And so today's episode is all about household staffing in Monaco. So first question, Laurine, what makes Monaco's domestic job market stand out from other European hubs?
So Monaco operates as a world unto itself, okay? So the concentration, of ultra high net worths, and high net worths, but mostly ultra high net worth individuals. It's such a tiny geography that creates like an exceptional demand for qualified and elite household staff.
I see.
Standards are really high. I mean, in Monaco, as I said, extraordinarily high.
Gotcha. And there is this extreme concentration of wealth. It's because of the tax laws in Monaco. Is that right? There's no tax on foreign income or the salary that you pull. Is that right in Monaco? There's lots of tax advantages for the ultra rich.
Yes, that's the fact. Yes, there are a lot of advantages. I don't know if the client go live in Monaco for this reason, but that's a fact. Yes, the taxes are really, really good. Also, what is really important is the geography of Monaco. Mm-hmm. So obviously there is a port, so you can also go easily to Italy, France, Switzerland. So it's in the middle of a lot of beautiful countries in Europe.
Mm-hmm. I see. Interesting. And just moving on, how strict are Monaco's employment and residency regulations for private staff?
But actually, it's very strict, but because first of all, the staff must hold appropriate work authorization. Mm-hmm. And for non-European nationals, this can be also complex process.
Yeah.
So residency and work permits are managed by the Monegasque government,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not automatically granted. And employers also must ensure full compliance with the local employment code. And this include registered contracts, social.
So moving on to the next question, which professional profiles are most in demand among Monaco's families in 2026?
It will be house manager, personal assistant, as I said, but house manager, estate manager.
Right. And what's the time frame involved in hiring for these positions?
What is the time frame
Yeah, like how long will it take?
to recruit a house manager?
Yeah,
3 weeks, 4
3
weeks
weeks.
maximum.
Gotcha. Same for a personal assistant?
Yes, exactly the same. Because we do have our database with a lot of candidates. So obviously, we need to find the good and right candidate who match it perfectly with the client's request, and to make sure those candidates are interesting also about the offer.
Uh-huh.
But because we have our own website or our own tools also in order to work, and we work as a team with recruiters, talent acquisition, resources assistant.
Mm-hmm.
We finalize quite quickly and quite well our recruitment.
Yeah. When I started working, I was surprised with the 96% success rate across all placements. It's quite impressive. And with Monaco, is having languages and cultural adaptability, is it quite important in Monaco?
No, not at all. So you can have obviously client who can expect candidate speaking English because it's much more international.
Mm-hmm. I see.
That's really rare to have candidates who have been born in Monaco. Client, sorry.
I see. So the majority are international, and they'll demand language skills, I imagine, no? It's like French, English, and maybe another language. Is that quite common?
French, obviously, the first one.
Yeah.
English, it's quite common. And afterwards, the third one will be Italian.
Italian. Gotcha. And is it, and the culture? Well, no, you did answer that before, actually, so I'll move on. So are salaries higher in Monaco compared with neighboring regions?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Compared to the demand and the demanding request, yes. For instance, when you talk about the staff, okay, we can place also yacht to villa staff capable of working seamlessly across both environments. So people who are going to work, let's say, in Monaco during summertime and maybe on a yacht, and afterwards in a villa in Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat, the staff is mobile.
Right.
So flexible, and they travel. So actually, such salary such profile expects for a high salary. Also, if you place candidate bilingual or trilingual, let's say, this is valuable. I mean, being able to talk multiply languages. So actually, you need to have a high salary, competitive salary for this. It's like the chef.
Yeah. Is it easy to find a candidate who has both skills for the yacht and the household, or is it quite a challenge?
This is a challenge, but it exists definitely, and we used to place people on yacht and also work inside a villa, but that's not common, obviously.
Right. Okay. I see. So it could take a little bit longer if a client does want a candidate with all the language skills and the yachting experience and the household experience?
It can be a bit longer, let's say. Usually, we finalize the recruitment in 3-4 weeks. So for this kind of profile, it can be 4-5 weeks. But also, in our side, we multiply we change our way to work.
Yeah.
We can also use other tool in our system, okay, to find those candidates, while we don't usually.
I see. So it might be slightly longer than a standard recruitment, however, because it is quite a niche position, but there will be more activity from the agency side to compensate because it's such a specialist position.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And also, I mean that the market of the demand and the offer. So you've got less candidate. So in order to attract those less candidates, you need also to provide good and right and fair salary.
I see. For the specialist positions, right?
Yes. But this is in the wild world in all industry. It's the job employment. It's like that, I mean.
Absolutely. Okay. Next question. How does confidentiality work in such a small, close-knit community? Is this the same as the other regions? Like everybody knows everybody who works in Monaco?
Monaco's communities is so small that everyone knows everyone, yes. Which means that a branch of discretion.
I see. So, and when you're hiring somebody, I guess you would expect, or a requirement would be having experience in the Monegasque market, right? As a candidate.
It's a plus.
It's a
but
plus.
it's not mandatory. Most important is, as you know, so we select people, candidates with minimum of 3 years experiences. But also, it's when we provide candidates, is providing a candidate who already worked in this kind of environment. So it can be Monaco or somewhere else. Never mind. Let's say for a nanny who's going to look after a 2-year-old boy, let's say in Monaco, we won't look for a nanny who already worked in Monaco, but a nanny who already worked with a 2-year-old boy.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
so that's why that's really important. So this is a big plus if the candidate already know Monaco, but it's not necessary.
Gotcha. And okay, so just to summarize, it's more about like the personality, the experience, and then the regional experience. That would be roughly the priority, the hierarchy.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. And kind of covered this a little bit before, but what compliance or licensing steps are unique to working in Monaco from a client's perspective?
So again, sorry?
Yep. What compliance regulations, for example, or licensing steps are unique for a client wanting to employ somebody in Monaco?
Okay. In French, we called direction du travail, and it's like that also in Monaco. That's the
it's like the government body responsible
for
of labor,
of labor in Monaco. So actually, employers must register the employment contract with the Direction du Travail de Monaco. So this organism, okay. Social contributions are paid to another organism from Monaco, and for non-European workers, okay, work permit application must be submitted. Sorry. Before the candidates begins any employment. And there are also specific rules, okay, governing working hours. So rest periods, paid leave, and that differ from French legislations. So employers should not assume that French human resources practices.
Gotcha. So there are some differences, and it's you advise clients not to assume it's the same as the French one. It's got its own legal body with its own legal regulations. Gotcha.
It's really close to French labor law, but they are very particular and specific differences.
Gotcha. Okay. And you mentioned before about applying for a permit to get do European workers need a permit?
Who, sorry?
The European workers, like a French worker, an Italian, will they need a permit to work in Monaco?
Actually, yes. When you are workers, yes, you need to. If you want to work in Monaco, you need to have a permit also.
Right. How long does the process take?
Oh, it's about, it can be weeks or months, but not more than 3 months.
Wow. Okay. So it seems like it's quite a lengthy process then.
Because actually in Monaco, let's say, there is like a national preferences. So they prefer to employ people inside Monaco, so who already lived in Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like to employ someone outside, so usually that's French, people from France, you need to explain why actually you are going to employ this candidate. First of all. So
okay.
This is a client's obligation. And afterwards, in some cases, the candidate can also ask for a permit to work in there. It depends on the country, actually.
Gotcha. Interesting. So if a client wants a whole yacht crew for the summer, they are probably better starting the process January, February to make sure everything's in place for when they want to go on the yacht. Is that correct?
So for the yacht, that's different because your yacht, the residency of your yacht depends on the country flag.
Ah, okay.
Let's say you can have a yacht, okay, all year long in Monaco, while its flag is Spain, let's say.
Right.
So actually, if your flag is Spanish, it means every workers are going to have a Spanish contract.
Okay, gotcha.
It's really like a country, okay? Like your own house, okay? You've got a property in Paris, so Paris, it's France. So because a yacht is on the sea all year long, okay? You need to give a country flag,
Mm-hmm.
and then every contract, also with suppliers, for example, you've got a stamp from your country flag.
Interesting. I didn't know that. And is there a preference among the yacht owners in Monaco for a country flag? Are they all in, like, I don't know, the Caribbean or tax jurisdictions or like that? Or are there a lot of local Monegasque flagged yachts?
I guess the flag, it's interesting to have a flag in a country with lower taxes.
I see, yeah.
And especially because having a yacht is very, very expensive.
Yeah. And do the Morgan and Mallet recruiters, can they guide a client? Like, okay, if you're going to be, let's say your flag is St. Lucia in the Caribbean, what's the recruiter's role in that situation? Would they say, okay, we've got a contact in St. Lucia if you want to help with the contracts? What's the situation there?
So actually, we explain to the client, he will need to make a contract depending on the country of the yacht flag.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, for the rest, you need to communicate with an expert, with an advisor, obviously. That's really important and really touchy, information. So that's really important to have, and I mean the clients, they got their own lawyers for this kind of matters.
I see. So it's probably likely the client has already done some research and said, okay, I know my legal advisor said it's okay to have French workers on this yacht. So we're looking for, ideally, a French speaker to be the chef on this yacht. Is that
Yes,
the usual
definitely.
situation? Yeah.
Definitely. And if it's not the client himself, he works with someone, or he got a lawyer or an advisor who knows this kind of really important information.
Interesting. Okay, good. Which roles are the hardest to fill in Monaco?
Really good question. Probably live-in caregiver.
Right.
Probably. We used to have a lot of requests for caregivers, because the population is aging, as we said last time, and we do have a lot of clients in Monaco. They also request for caregivers.
Right.
But they need to have people who live in the property. And this is a bit difficult.
Why?
We do find candidates, but it can be a bit longer. Because the candidates, they don't really expect living in Monaco. It's not like a dream, I mean, for them. They will prefer to, for instance, it's easier to place a caregiver in Switzerland, Geneva, or in France, Normandy, let's say, than in Monaco. Because candidates think Monaco is not as attractive as other countries, other cities and countries also, and they don't really know Monaco. You know, it's not really famous from the candidate and especially from the caregivers. So all requests we got from a client who called for caregivers, we found candidates. And even when it was really complicated, I remember one client I managed myself 8 years ago. It was 4 people for this client. It was not easy at all. We did it, but it was longer compared to what we have expected. But the clients were really happy because he knew it was very challenging recruitment.
I see. And for this search, because the position was so specialist and difficult, I guess you had to be more active than, say, a standard search. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. Caregivers, anyway, are really challenging because they are people with qualification, diploma, certificate, so with real knowledge of their job and their role. And they are going to look after and take care of someone fragile, disabled, old. So it's not easy at all. And on the other side, you need to make sure you are going to provide, to place a candidate with the personality expected, from the client, by the client.
I see.
So it's multiply challenges for us as a recruiter. But it's really interesting. That's one of my favorite recruitment. No, really, that's really interesting. Really interesting.
Gotcha. So it's like a really demanding placement to fill because, as you said, the technical qualifications, but also the personality at a much deeper level, right? Because they're caring. Interesting. Wow.
And first of all, you receive a call from the sons, okay, daughters or sons, from, of the principal, of the owner, because they are aware of the situation. And often the client himself doesn't really want someone in his property. And so you need to understand also their feelings and their needs for their parents. And after to send, to provide the good and right candidate resume.
So it's even more complicated because it's difficult to reach the actual person who will be receiving the care. You're going through an intermediary who is talking on behalf of the person who needs the care. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Final question. What advice would you give to employers to remain compliant, fair, and competitive in Monaco?
First, work with a specialist agency that understand Monegasque employment law. Okay, we used to have clients in Monaco. Okay, so this is really important. Offer also competitive packages that reflect the true cost of living. Including housing support. Also, probably I will say treat your staff with the same level of professionalism you expect from them. And invest in a long-term relationship. The best candidates in Monaco are often placed through trust and reputation, not job boards.
I see. So it's a little bit old school, we could say.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Super. All right. Thank you very much, Laurine. Is there anything else that you find fascinating about the Monegasque market that you'd like to share? Or have we covered everything in this podcast?
But that's a very tiny country area, land, while the requests are big, and we do receive a lot. So and a lot of candidates who like to work in Monaco also. So yes, that's it. That's tiny compared to France or Switzerland, let's say, but the market is very, very high.
Yeah. It's just a super concentrated area of the world with super exceptional levels of wealth. It's interesting. Okay, super. So I'm going to wrap this podcast up. For the listeners, if you are considering hiring in Monaco, as co-founder of Morgan Mallet just mentioned, you're best going with an expert, with a recruiter who knows the market, with an agency who's been there for a long time. And one of those agencies obviously is Morgan Mallet, and you can get more information at householdstaff.agency. And if you're just considering, or if you would just like to find out about the expectations, you can give Morgan Mallet a call. Just go to householdstaff.agency. You'll see the number. You can fill out a form or you can send an email and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. And for the listeners, if you want to hear more of these Morgan and Mallet podcasts, just subscribe. We're on Spotify, iTunes, all the major platforms. And we'd love to hear from you as well if you've got any suggestions for future content. So that's it. Thank you very much, Laurine.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everybody, and wishing you all a beautiful day.
Thank you.